Good afternoon, everybody. It's 12 noon here in Florida. And as the time zones go, an hour earlier, going west. How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing fantastic. Well, I've been a week in recovery. Each day gets better and better. I am still very weak, still struggling to get along. I've been working on this comeback all week, and people that's on here may come on here. I've been conversing back and forth with everybody. Hi, Lynn. How you doing? Trying to get this planned up. Uh, hey, Carol. How you doing? How you doing? I'm going to try to get through this today. Seems like every time my nerves or stress comes up, my stomach gets in knots, and that makes everything hurt. But I try to keep calm and collected. All my mods, my main mods, we have any trolls, which I don't believe there is trolls. I believe there's agitators. We lump everything into one thing and call them trolls. Uh, everybody's welcome here. Everybody's welcome as long as they behave themselves, watch their language, and don't just try to upset us. And they work on the messages we're working on, fine and dandy. Everybody, if you don't want to hear what somebody's saying on there, you can block them yourselves. Most everybody has a blue wrench. I have a couple main mods that can block them, period. But I've been thinking about this, and this weekend, everything come to a head. Everything that I was going to talk about comes to a big head. A lot of people get bent out of shape, get burned up, get an attitude. That's wrong. As a movement, we need to stand together. And I don't know whether you want to call it an objective, whether you want to call it a goal, what you want to call it, but we're here to fight for our freedom. Our freedom. And just the fact that we're working against each other means that we don't want freedom. We don't want freedom. Back to Tennessee. Hi, Ann. I hope y'all got your what you were getting. Haven't seen any pictures yet. Tell Joe I said hello if he's not on here. But a lot of people I agree with, a lot of people I disagree with. There are different groups. We have the haters. We have the live streamers that are totally haters. What can we learn from haters? What can we learn from haters? A lot. We can learn a lot from these people. What not to do. What to stay away from. How to conduct ourselves. We can learn a lot. And maybe we can turn them around. Who knows? If we show patience, kindness. But we tend to go back and show hatred back. I love everybody. Till they do something foul and vicious that's criminally wrong or hurt me personally, they can do whatever they want. That's their freedom. We don't allow it. We're not allowing freedom. And then we have the ones that are on the fence, 50-50. A lot of people are on that 50-50, probably the majority, waiting to see which way the tide flows. We can't abandon them either. We cannot abandon them. We got to keep going. We push it along. We got to keep struggling along, or we will lose. And a lot of them have good ideas, good intentions. But on some things, they're totally off. And I'm not going to tell them what they're totally off on and when they're what they're right on. Well, I will help them with what they're right on and push it more than what they may not be right on, in my opinion. It's not my opinion to tell them what to do on their channels and what to do with their lives, period. Not mine, not yours. We are individuals. We have to look from the inside out, and with love, try to steer things the way they should go. And then we have people that want to have leadership, or they think one person's going to lead the whole thing. Well, folks, I'm sad to say that's not going to happen. Even in 1776, there wasn't just one leader. There was not just one leader. George Washington come to the top, but you had several other generals that were way up there with him. And all our founding fathers were all in there. They were all leaders. Some better than the other, some not. And we had Benedict Arnold. Hey, Charlene, how you doing? Hope you and Slim are doing good. But back then we had the Minutemen. Minutemen started something that was very new, very new. When it come down to the war, they were like the modern guerrilla warfare. They come out of the bushes, the prairies, the brambles, and they would sneak up on the British like they didn't know they were there. Camouflage fighting. Camouflage fighting. They found out that the uniform of the British was a perfect target because it had an X where their bands come across for their backpack for a target. They learned new certain things during that war, and they threw the British into a panic. That war could have been a lot bloodier, but England decided that the losses were too much, and we won by standing up and fighting. But we don't have that. We don't have that in us now. We're too busy fighting each other. Too busy trying to see who's top dog. And I'm not going to mention names, but if the shoe fits, wear it. Many of us belong to a lot of groups. A lot of groups. That's what it's all about. We have to join, combine, unite, bring these groups together. I don't care whether it's 1776, Conservatives for America, or whoever it is. We have one common goal, and that's freedom for our families, our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren. We have to keep this going for their sakes. That's our goal. Not for us, but for future generations. We're just a molecule in a big, vast aquarium. We're just there. Until we come together and realize that, quit fighting amongst each other, and agree to disagree, we're not going to get anywhere. We are not going to get anywhere. I mean, the devil or evil is just flat taking over all of us. All of us. Not just a left or a right. All of us. And we don't see it. We're blinded by it. And I'm sorry if the shoe fits, wear it. But don't take it out on everybody else. We don't need this taken out on each and every person in a movement. We need people to stand up and say, I'm there. I'm with you. We have groups that's gone nationwide big time. And we've helped them get there. Guess what? They forgot about us little people. We have to correct that. We have to let them know, hey, we're here. We helped you get there. And a lot of them have forgot, but a lot of them haven't. We're just not listening. We're not paying attention. All we're thinking about is ourselves. It's just not about me. It's not about you. It's not which ram can have the hardest head. I'm sorry. It's about all of us. Each and every one of us individually grabbing somebody else's hand, forming a line, forming the flood, and flood this nation with what we want. A lot of people say, oh, you talk too much church. You talk too much this. Yep, the devil's going to tell you that. Why are you afraid of Christianity? Why are you afraid of religion? God is everywhere in our country. The country was founded on God. It's on our money, on our Declaration of Rights. It's everywhere. Hey, Chaplain. Hey, Zero. How y'all doing? Good to have you here. Y'all come and join me. This is where we come together and talk to each other. If I'm sitting here just talking, we're not going to get anywhere. This channel I've set up where people can come and talk one-on-one, whatever your opinion, however you feel, and whatever you want to discuss about our freedom. You go taking it off on other topics and everything, or cussing, acting foul, you'll be removed, of course, but not for what you think. Not for what you think. Only if you get out of line. Only if you get out of line. We need people to come together and talk in groups. And this is the best platform to do it. I can't do this alone. I cannot do this alone. You can't do it alone. Nobody can do it alone. It just, everybody has their ego. They're even trying to battle the U.S. against Canada. Come on now. We are the world. We are the world. We need to spread this worldwide. Not just Canada, not just the U.S., Australia, England, Germany, France. We need to come together everywhere. Not a new world order, but in freedom, worldwide. Worldwide. You're very right, Ann. The national group is out there day in and day out, working to bring people together, day in, day out, year long. Been out there on the road, and things happen. We're not helping. We're not helping. We're just hindering. Everybody gets butt hurt, starts a feud, and it goes on and on and on and on and on. Well, let's stop it. Stop it here and now with us. We, the people of the United States, of the world. Let's stop it. That's right. We can't say what we want to say because people don't want to hear it. They they got this thing now. Kids now, you can't say no to them. They don't know what no means. Even in middle adulthood, people don't know what no means. And when you tell them no, they get hard feelings. And this is the thing, we were conditioned to be this way for a purpose. This is the purpose they wanted us conditioned this way. And we're letting them do it. We're letting it feed into us. We're letting it feed us. We got to love everyone or we will fail. We have to love everybody. And we forget that love and start fighting against us, and we've lost. We've lost big time. I mean, I could come on, I could name names, but I'm not going to do it because everybody knows what they're doing and how they're doing it, why they're doing it, whether it's for power, whether it's for ego, whether it's to try to gain leadership. I don't know. I don't know why. We need many leaders, not just one. Santa cannot do it for 1776 just by himself. He needs everybody, each and every one of us behind him, doing things, getting things going. And let me tell you, when you own a big rig, that's a lot of money. You can't let it sit and go to waste. But he's doing the best he can do. And we need to get off our duffs and help. We can't expect one person to do it for us. We can't expect Mags to do it. And I'm not saying this in disreference or anything. We can't expect Kentucky to do it. Not on their own. We can't expect Ann and DC Joe to do it on their own. Charlene, myself, none of us, Red Squirrel, Angie, none of us can do it on our own. We need your help. We need your voices. We need your compassion. That's right. We have to get up and speak. Each and every one of us. Don't cut each other down just because they said something that didn't agree with you. That's not the way the world works. It doesn't evolve around us each as an individual. The world revolves around everybody. We cannot correct it by ourselves. And that's what it's looking like. And that's what these people know. That's what evil knows, that we can't do it on our own. And when we're divided, we gain nothing. Uh-oh, no, 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 no. And this is things we have to watch out for. This is things we have to strive for. All these communities, they're taking the Bible out of the schools. They're taking the Bible out of our government. They're taking the Bible. And when they did it, that's when all this started coming to a head. You see it day in and day out. We see it in our children. We see it in the schools. We're seeing it in our libraries. And we seem to be content that, oh, well, it's just a book. No, it's not just a book. It's our roadmap, our way of life. Even if you don't believe it, you believe in something. You have morals, convictions. There's something behind all that. It's good and evil. no matter which way you believe. And you know, we're missing one big group, one big group that's totally against what they're doing to our children, how they're grooming our children, and that's the Muslim population. It's just like us. They have radical Muslims, they have moderate Muslims, they have conservative Muslims. It's all the same, different religion, but it's built the same way. And the radicals are making the good ones look bad. And we take it out on them. I've seen people online say, well, with your name, what are you doing here? No, we can't do that because they are just like us. They are fighting for their liberty, their freedom. And we're missing a whole big group. We need to bring everybody into this worldwide, no matter what they believe. I don't try to push Christianity on anybody. I love the Lord, I follow the Lord, and I do the things that the Lord tells me to do. But I'm not going to tell you have to do that. That is your own choice. You can study it and believe what you want. That's the way it was made. That's the way it was founded. Even in belief in God, we have the freedom to make that choice. That's why we have right and wrong. That we have the right to follow whichever way we want to go. Hey Slim, how you doing? Good to have you. But it really makes me sad to see all this going on the side. And you probably see me on a lot of these other channels and say, Kerry, what you doing there? Why are you there? And I might lose a few subscribers, but I'm going to spread the word everywhere. Everywhere. Maybe even on some haters' site. I try to steer clear and not say anything. I listen, I learn. I see what's going on. I pray for them daily that they'll see the light. A lot of it is very sickening to watch day in and day out. And I have to break away from it at times because it gets too much. That's where they get us. They get this from our children. They plan getting it to our children for centuries. I mean, not centuries, but for years. Back in the 50s, the communists were talking about taking over our schools, taking over our youth's minds. And guess what? They did it. They said within 50 years, but it was less. Much less. Much less. I tell the trolls God loves them all the time. And I don't believe in actual trolls. There's no actual trolls. People that might want to stir trouble. Trolls live under a bridge and charge the fee to go get across the bridge. There's people that do that. They charge you to help them. They charge you to get out and talk for them. And it's happening. Open your eyes. People are listening every day to people like that. That's what I consider a troll. If people disagree with me, they're not trolls. They're just in disagreement with me of another opinion. That's not wrong. That's the right. That's their freedom. And we're stepping on it by trying to shut them up. Maybe we can learn something from them. Maybe we can't. That's up to us as individuals to decide. There is the problem, Carol. There is mean and evil people out there. They are out there to take us down. They're out there to use us against us. They're out there to take us out one person at a time. It don't matter how long it takes. They'll be happy with one at a time, and it doesn't do anything but bring pleasure to them. I'm not going to give them that pleasure. I'm not going to give them the time of it. When they act that way, and there's a lot of them that's doing it. And this thing about if you're talking to one group and not in the other group, that you're bad, that's wrong. Totally wrong. I say you can voice your opinions in any group if they allow it. If they don't allow it, stay away from them. If it's a channel that doesn't allow you to say what you want to say, stay away from it. It doesn't reflect on you as much if you react right. I'm not sure whether I'm saying it right or not now, but you react right to what's going on, it shouldn't matter. We have to turn a lot of people. We have to wake a lot of people up, especially the fence sitters. They might have had their feelings hurt by somebody in some time or another. Who knows? Who knows what's going on? But we can't keep a war on something that there's not a war about. And it's a fictional war. This battle amongst ourselves is brought on by ourselves. It's only there because we put it there. We hand it out and we continue it. We keep letting it go on and on and on and on. People out there cutting each other down because of their size, their weight, their how tall they are, how short they are. Everything. Everything. You know, that's one thing I say, we don't hide ourselves. Let's quit hiding ourselves. I try to go on as me, not something else, not somebody else's name, but my name. I'm not going to hide behind an alternate ID. As far as it goes, it's Carrie's Musings. And it's got my name in it. It's me, Carrie. If they find out who I am, that's fine and dandy. I am real. I am a real person. I am standing up for what I believe, Carrie. And I think a lot more of us need to do that. I don't hide behind the group. I don't hide behind the movement. I am me, myself. I'm spreading the word. I'm getting it out there. And there's going to be drama. But we have to drop the drama. If we're going to succeed, we need to, each and every one of us, drop the drama. Quit talking about things that other people are doing, because they're going to do it no matter what. No matter what I say, no matter what you say, they're going to continue to spew out garbage, the vile nonsense. And as long as they succeed and get attention, which they are big time, getting attention, let them do it. But yes, stay away from the channel. If they continue in the way they're going, just stay away. And maybe sooner or later it'll dwindle out. I don't think so, because it's always going to be that way. You're always going to have traitors. It's as in 1776, we had traitors. We had people that worked against us. And even when they were starting from the Boston Tea Party on, all kinds of things happened. All kinds of things happen. Hey, Malcolm, Tanya, how you doing? Yep, there's a lot of reasons. Jealousy is one, just one of the many. One of the many. I don't care if I have one subscriber or whether I have 10,000 subscribers. I'm going to be the same. I'm not going to hit on you. I'm not going to hit on people on their beliefs. I might disagree, but I'm not going to get mad and hurt over it. There's no future in that. There's no future in carrying a grudge on and on and on because something may have been said in earnest, but then again, it might have been said as a joke. It don't matter to these people. You have to decide, is this right or is it wrong? And yes, we have to have a goal. We can't keep tearing things down. That sounds like what we have in government now. Biden wanted to tear things down to build it back better. No, it won't be built back better. It'll just be spending resources we don't need to spend, rebuilding something, fixing something that's not broke. You know what the old saying is, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Well, that's what a lot of Biden's ideas are. And that's a lot of what some of the groups are putting out there. Let's tear it down and build it back better. We need our infrastructure. We need to save our resources. We need to do it right. Otherwise, it'll be like Mad Max. That's what tear down and build back better is. It gets torn down and it don't get built back. Yep. Yes, should have left things alone. But they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it. Just like what's going on with Trump right now. They're putting out accusations and everything. And trying to reenact some kind of outdated law back in Civil War time. He didn't instigate people to go to D.C. D.C. instigated it. They started it. They mishandled an election and people saw it. People saw it. We're not dumb. How can you go to bed way out front and wake up when there's not supposed to be anything counted, everything's supposed to be shut down, and be way behind? That's what woke people up. That's what sent people to Washington. Their own stupidity. They think we're dumb and blind. Sometimes we are, but not in that case. That was too blatant. That was too big a step, especially when every rally and everything that Biden had, they had to set cars around and blow the horns to make any noise, act like there was anybody there. And they wouldn't show the crowd because they were non-existent. They weren't there. Now, how can somebody, if there's not a yard sign in anybody's yard, you have to go for miles and miles and miles to see a campaign banner in the yard for them. How can they win an election over? I mean, just even more than previous people had got. We're not stupid. We're not crazy. We're not crazy. And it's the things we got to think about. These are the things that we got to watch out for, not each other, not what we're doing as a person in a group, but we have to fight the right enemy, evil, pure evil. We have to fight it. We live in a sad time, and it's up to us to correct it. Hi, Andy. How you doing? Good to have you here. No matter where we are, what country we're in, it's going on everywhere. I mean, this is a worldwide thing going on here, people. Not just us. It's everywhere. And what goes on in the world affects us, whether you think so or not. We can't be isolationists. We're not the world police, but we can't be isolationists and keep to our own. I mean, there's things going on now, like they're saying that they're expecting a nuclear something in Canada, giving warnings about that now. How does that affect us? And then yesterday, come out with Chinese software in our systems with codes to shut down our military's water and supplies and fuel and you name it. Their infrastructure is built into the operating systems. Everything from China has a back code in it. We need to wake up. We need to see the writing on the wall. And if we don't, I hate to think about it. I mean, even the government, they have sacrificable targets in the U.S. They have it set up as a target. In case any nuclear things go off, they will target the most the area east of the Rockies, where hardly anybody lives, where all the bases and everything are set up, and the missile silos and everything. They have it is sacrificial, all the way from the Canadian border down to Mexico. In that area is, a target. And in the middle of the country, around Alabama, Louisiana, Tennessee, I believe, they're not going to hit our major cities. They'll try to take out our infrastructure. And let us hope that all these targets are false targets. But they think they'll have enough warning to put up a shield. Now, this stuff is close. And there's probably crazies out there to be willing to push that button. So much going on. They're blinding us one way and misdirecting us to the other, and trying to get us to think all in one thing. That's for sure, and I hope he uses it to the full extent. I really hope he uses it. But even at that, Trump cannot do everything we need to get done. We need to stand behind him. And that's the only thing that was wrong it wasn't wrong, but that's the only thing they have going for them on January 6th is that people were tired of it. They stood alongside of Trump being against it because we all saw the misjustice that was being done. And they're trying to scare us out of not trying it again or ever doing it again. And with the way we've been acting lately, I doubt if we ever do. Because we don't have enough guts. We don't have enough stability to do anything. But we can't get along with each other long enough. And they know this. And they feed it. And they keep feeding it. And probably the donations they're getting, the people that talk this way, are from people that's trying to stir the pot to keep us fighting amongst each other. To keep them going, starve us out. It's all part of it. We should be helping each other hand over fist. We should be helping each other in all ways. Everything. As a family. But I guess we're not a family. We don't want freedom. Hopefully everybody here wants freedom. They want to unite. I am praying. I am hoping. I am really hoping that we let bygones be bygones and forget this fighting and fight for the right reason. If we want freedom, make it be freedom only. Leave our kids alone. Quit trying to change their minds and make them what you want and make little demons out of them. We need to band together strong, get it out there, make it happen. And we can do it. We can do it. I mean, January 6th proved one thing. We have the might. We have the power. We have the people that will stand up there. As long as we're not afraid. But we chickened out. But we're here. We can do it. We have to be determined to do it no matter what cost. All these J6ers give up a good portion of their life for that day of sacrifice. They are our sacrificial lambs. They are taking the brunt for us as people. And we act like we don't care. We don't care that people have been out there for a year on the corner. They're wasting their time. Are they wasting their time? Tell me, are they wasting their time? Lord, I hope not. I hope not. We just sit back, let things happen. Let the wrong keep going on and on and on, not say anything. No talking out about the government. I don't understand. We should be furious, beyond furious, at what's going on. And I'm going to tell you, watch out. When I get well, when I get where I can get around, if I can afford to get around, I'm going to do a lot of different things. Just hide and watch. Hide and watch. And we can do it without downing each other, without hurting each other, talking about each other. That's the goal we need to succeed in. Put differences aside and work for the one common goal, which is freedom. Let's get our leaders up there. Get into place. Not one person to run everything, but a lot of people to help everywhere. That's what leadership's about. This is not a kingdom. This is not one person rules the roost. We come to that, we might as well forget it. We want one person to tell us what to do and what not to do. Forget it. Just forget it. Turn it off. Leave it alone. That's not going to happen. That's worse than the dictatorship. Everybody thinks differently, but we can all come together. And I think that's what everybody's trying to let everybody know, that we need to come together. We need to come together to get the situation settled. Not depend on one person as a leader. Not depend on one group as a leader. But all of us come together and, like I say, unite. If we don't unite, we're done. We might as well forget it. Might as well forget it. Just do like we did in the 50s. Crawl under the desk and kiss ours goodbye. That's what we did in the 50s. Air raid siren go off, we'd get under the desk because we knew it was over. Is that how we're going to live our lives? Come on, everybody, stand up. Stand up. You have a group, bring it to another group, with another group. Or whatever you want. But I say we need to come out from under that rock and let ourselves be known who we are, what we are, and not hide behind names, alternative names. You can go and put any person's name in the internet and find out everything you want about any person in the world. So this doxing nonsense is stupid. They wanted to find you, they wanted to find me, they want to find anybody. It's not that blooming hard. It's not that blooming hard. And this doxing situation, that's ridiculous. I mean, we are going to be threatened. We are going to be pushed. We are going to be humiliated. We may even get hurt. Are you willing to give up everything and do it? This is what it's going to take. They will do everything in their power to stop us. Are we willing to give it that? Are we willing to put our life on the line? These are things we need to ask ourselves. Are we willing? Are you willing? How many here is willing to give everything for freedom? How many? I don't know. I'm not going to hold you to that. I am. I am. Believe me. I've raised my kids, now I'm raising my granddaughters. I'm teaching them every day. It's just like I was talking to the granddaughter today. She's talking about bullies in school and everything. I said, yeah, you're going to come across that. You see what I go through online every day. At my age, we have to pick our future, and we have to pick it well. We have to give it everything we got. We can't be half-assed about this. Excuse my French. We cannot be half-assed. We have to be all in it or not in it. Anybody agree with me? Maybe people come on here and talk. This is your chance. I watched the other day. I'm gonna say a name. Red Squirrel come up. They give people a chance to vent after what was done this weekend. He kept quiet and let people talk. And that was very good. I appreciated that. You know, we have to vent. We have to talk about it. Otherwise, we'll go crazy. Drive us, and that's another part of it. It'll drive us crazy if we can't vent and tell our feelings. Because somebody might think, oh, yeah, they're not right. No, no, nah, no. Let's get rid of them. Walk the plank. Think about it. We have to vent it. We have to talk about it and not get hurt feelings over it. You know, just like I said before, if the shoe fits, wear it. I will. Somebody wants to tell me I'm wrong, I'll look at it. I'll think about it. I might not change my mind, but I'll give it my best if it's a good idea. We need ideas. We need new things. We need everybody's opinion. We need to know what they're thinking. That's a big part of it. We're going to hurt people's feelings. We are going to hurt people's feelings. I'm sorry. We do it in a good way, it might be all right. But most people go out for a throat slash or a gut, stab. They go out for blood. That's the problem. You do it in a good way. There's ways to say things that more diplomatical than just, you're wrong. Don't talk to me. Put you in timeout. Oh, I hate that. You did this to so and so. Out. People do things. Right, wrong, or indifferent. They do things. But don't, I mean, we have to say what we think. Even if it don't agree with us. Who knows? They might be right. They might be right. But if you don't listen to them, you'll never know. Never know. This is what gets me. We don't let people finish what they're saying. Off with their heads. Off with their heads. We're like the Queen in Alice in Wonderland. This is my realm. They hopefully people know there's places they can go and speak their opinion. If they don't know about it, let them know. If you know of a place, tell them. Spread it on. Share it. Share it. It's like a lot of us have different pages here, everywhere, here, there, and everywhere. My other one is Carrie's Music's on Facebook. It's there. I can put my memes and what I think, how I think on it more than I can on YouTube. I could put more opinion there, by meme or by word or whatever, than I can just making live streams on YouTube. So a lot of my good content goes to Facebook on Carrie's Musings. So if you get a chance, check it out. Follow me there. I'm kind of lost on this, Chaplain. When the Supreme Court justices were doxxed, was anybody arrested for the federal crime? No, not at all. Not at all. And that is one thing written that is illegal, should have been arrested. We use not our real names for very good reason to prevent doxing. But we're already doxxed. We are already doxxed. Our name's out there. Our names are out there. All it takes is one miss slip up. They're gonna know our names. You do as a picture ID, I believe now. Uh, Several ways to get doxxed. Believe me, they're gonna find out who you are. I don't care what you do, how you do it. They're gonna find out. I'm just saying, we live in a scared mentality. Was that put in there by design? Probably. We can't live in a scared mentality. We cannot live our lives being scared. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. I can see some people's idea about it, but then I can't. I mean, what are they doxing? Your name, where you live? They can find that in anywhere. If you go to a rally, convention, they can follow you. They can find out who you are. It don't matter. I mean, there's millions of people that would follow people to find out who they are, where they live, and what they do. Private detectives do that every day. And now all you got to do is type a name in online, and bing, bang, boom, they know everything about you. Try it out. Try your name on one of these search things. You see what I mean? It's out there, black and white, every day. We have to become unafraid. We have to put our fear aside. Quit standing in the shadows, staying in the shadows. It just makes it worse. It makes this fear factor they're putting into us. It makes it worse. because we're bowing down to it. We're giving into it. We have to stand tall. We have to stand strong. We have to stand as one. We have to look out for each other. And hopefully, if somebody does come after people in harm, that we have enough to keep us safe. It's going to be scary. It's going to be tough. But if you're afraid of it, why are you doing it? Put that fear aside, or put the fear to good use to stop the fear. Don't be afraid. Trust in the Lord. If you don't believe in the Lord, trust in yourself. Trust in whatever you trust in. And just because we talk about Jesus and God and everything doesn't mean that you're not wanted in our group. It's complete opposite. We need all kinds of police and faith, and we need all kinds of people. This is for everybody. This is for everybody. That's what people seem to forget. They think it's a clique. Like in high school, we have the library club, the science club, this club, that club. No, it's not like that. And our common goal is freedom for our futures. For our futures and our families' futures. And we're losing sight of it. Losing all sight of it. It's sad seeing all the resources being wasted, squandered by, people fighting amongst each other. And some of the people had good reason to say what they say. And of course, we are, we're small, tight knit group, and everybody knows what goes on in each other's groups. So we're going to talk about it in the others. We're going to talk about it with our Canadian friends. We're going to talk about it with our world friends. And it's getting out there everywhere. You have a blessed day too, Carol. Probably just about the end of my time here too. Starting to get a little, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't want to keep these long, and I don't want to keep them drawn out and boring. You're right, Chaplain. Doxing is a crime. We're going to get doxed no matter what name we go under. That's what I'm saying. We're hiding. We are flat hiding ourselves. We can't keep hiding ourselves. I mean, everybody knows who everybody is. If you think about it, we know each other. They know us. Everybody knows who we are. The information's online. But yes, these ones that are giving out names and information, YouTube or somebody needs to prosecute it. I know what you're saying. They need to be prosecuted. They need to be brought up on it, banned, what have you. But you can't ban anybody on YouTube. All they got to do is take one of those false alternative IDs and keep on going. Keep on going. I don't know what the penalty is. I don't know how they enforce it. I I don't know. I don't know what I can say about it, but it's going on. But we can't hide from it. We cannot hide from it. It's going to happen. Guaranteed, it's going to happen. It's probably the least of our worries. Probably the very least of our worries. I say we get out there and let ourselves be known. Who we are, what we stand for, and what we stand for, and get her done. And if not being ourselves is putting a stop to it, and we need to start being ourselves. Too many people try to they get into another world under a false name, and they're not really true to themselves. You're not true to yourselves, basically. You can't be true to yourself. How can you be true to others? The way I think about it, I might be wrong. I mean, I've been wrong many times, a lot of times, probably more wrong than right. But I believe in something, and I stand for something, and I want everybody to know that when I say something, I mean what I say, and say what I mean, and it's not to hurt people. It's to bring an understanding the way I feel, how I feel. It's not against you, not personally. If I say something, it wouldn't be personal. So don't take anything I say personal. This is for the entire group, not just one person. Can't just fire away at one person. That would be wrong. And that's what's going on. One person at a time. You got to stop it and nip it in the bud. Don't listen to it. You have to decide for yourself whether you want to be a part of that or not. I'm not condemning anybody for what group they belong to or what they believe or anything. That's their individual right. I mean, it's like going down the street. So you're wrong. You're wrong. You're right. You're right. You're wrong. Not for me to judge. There's only one judge. Only one judge. So think about it. Think about what I've said. Take it to heart. Think about it. What can we do to make this better? What can we do to wrong this wrong? Right to woo, right to correct this wrong. What can we do? What can I do? Well, I'm doing it right now, talking about it. And if you want to talk about it, let me know. You can come on here. It don't matter who you are. I don't care who you are. You can come on. We can talk civil, as long as you want to talk civil. We can discuss these things. And people just don't jump on a bandwagon because they went after somebody that you really like. Investigate it, see why it was said, and what the reasoning behind it was. Some things are taken out of context, and a lot of people just jump on one word. A lot of people jump on anything. Don't matter what you say. No matter what you say, they'll jump on you. Give it a lot of thought before you jump back and jump on somebody or jump against somebody. A lot of people say things in the wrong way to help out, and it just backfires. And probably some of the stuff I've said today will probably backfire on me. I expect it. I expect it. But everybody knows you can come to me and talk about it. You can email me. My email's on my about section. You can let me know how you feel. I'm not gonna judge you, and I'm not gonna, you know, try to force my opinions down on anybody. You can hear me or not hear me. I'm just doing the best I can do. Just doing the best I can do. I see all this bad coming, and I'm the messenger. Hey, distro. Let's see here. Are you there? There you are.
I'm here. How you doing?
Okay.
You hear me okay?
See if I-
Gary?
I'm not sure. I'm not. Hold on a second. I lost my remote from my speaker, so I gotta manually turn it up. Ah,
Oh, hold on. We'll get to it shortly.
keep talking.
Well, I'll be sure you can hear me.
Okay, I can hear you. I had to.
Did you understand what I was trying to say in the chat?
I'm kind of, sort of. I know you're. I know that doxing is a crime.
Yes, it is.
It is a
It's
crime.
not being prosecuted.
Not being prosecuted.
So anyone
Uh,
out there that wants to dox you, what they're committing is they're committing a crime of trespassing. They're also threatening you, threatening your family. When you disagree with somebody, it shouldn't even get to that point where well, I'm just going to dox that person. I hear this all the time on social media, and it just drives me crazy.
it's
Why, if you disagree with somebody, do you got to go that far to make it all right for you to do it? That's my problem with it. And I've
it's
seen channels
disgusting.
do this.
It's disgusting. It's very disgusting and heartbreaking, really. Uh, that's what I'm saying. And we're all, because during the TPC and the 1776 around Washington, people got afraid to give their real names and things because of that point, and people were threatening. But it was a scary time. But we don't we can't all hide behind the fear. You know what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying there.
We need to let people know who we are. And it's just like me, if I was uh, whatever name going out under a different name trying to recruit people for my movement, but I can't tell them what my name is, and I can't tell where I'm at. I can't tell what I'm doing because I'm afraid that these people will go, well, like they are at the corner. But that's going to happen. That's going to
They
happen.
they who disagree with us in government,
Right.
trying to shut us down, and they're trying to shut us down in ways that we never thought they ever would. So if I give out my real, if I gave them my real name on here, they'd be investigating me. Because they
Probably.
could, you're right, they probably can't do that anyway, regardless of
Right.
what I say.
Yeah. It don't matter what they're gonna find you. No matter what name you use, they're gonna know it. They're gonna know it. I mean, it's just we can't hide.
It's bad enough that the federal government's doing that to us.
Yeah.
Why we got to do it to each other is what I don't
Right. We
get.
had to do it. Right. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
That's why I stay out these channels that promote drama and doxing and going after each other and calling each other disparaging, awful, grotesque names that some of them I've never even heard of. I must
Yeah.
be living in a bubble or something because there's some I've never heard of before. And I just sit there and just shake my head. Why you these people got to express yourself that way to get your point across? It
Right.
doesn't help your cause by doing that.
No. And they use a name like Sasquatch or Kumquat or whatever, that don't look good either.
No.
Uh,
And by the
it's
way, we could turn in. We call you Sasquatch affectionately.
I am Sasquatch. Yeah. Let me ask everybody out there. You can let me know here or email. What do you think about this beard? What do you think about me being the only one doing this for the 76ers? Is it is it gaining any attention, or is it, I mean, what should I shave it? Should I trim up? What say you? I think I should put a poll up.
What, to trim your beard?
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah. Just leave it.
If it's
I'm
bothering
just
you, then that's your own personal choice. But
right. Right. I just wondering, because I've been asked, is there other people doing it? Is there other people following the lead? Well, I don't know. I don't know. I just, wondering what people thought about it. Um, was there 8 people on here now? Just things that go through your head, my musings, my thoughts. Am I accomplishing anything? I know it give me my new kitten likes it. She cuddled up next to me last night, taking her paws and acting like she wanted to nurse on my beard. And yeah,
trying to get comfort.
yeah. Let me sleep. Yeah. Now she kept me up all night. Now she's sleeping over there. Oh boy. But yeah, these are things that go through my mind. Everything all at once. I put a good one on my Facebook where the guy has a wagon, his head's back on the blew up on leaning back onto the wagon to carry my load of thinking. You have to see it to appreciate it. Hey Janice, how you doing? Good to have you. These are things I just think about constantly. Why can't we just get along to get along? Why do we have to cut each other
Well, you're
down?
not
Why do
always
we?
going to agree. I mean, I don't
We'll
always agree with
never
my wife, and I've been married to for almost 34 years.
right. We'll
So,
never agree on everything. Never ever. Never ever. And well, since Mag said it, I'll say it. He said we need to have a common goal, which we do. We need a common goal to accomplish what we want to get done. And
our own governor in the state of Michigan said that we should put the Constitution in the crapper or something. And I thought, okay, well then you don't love this country if you're saying that.
mhm, we have to have we have to have an objective. We have to have something we want. And right now, it is helter skelter. Sorry to phrase, but it is helter skelter every which way. And
My
we're
uncle
just
once taught me years ago. He said that you should always have a certain distrust of your leaders. And
right.
he couldn't have been more right. He was ahead of his time when he said that.
Mhm.
I didn't understand it at first. Well, we gotta have some trust in them somehow, don't we? You know, they're representing us. Yeah, but they don't always do that.
Right. We have to watch. We have to be vigilant. It's just like the Bible tells us all the way through. That read the Bible, the Israelites were always wanting a new leader, somebody to lead them because they couldn't do it on their own, you know, and they wouldn't listen to God Himself.
Well, I hear people say this too. When we tell you to contact your representative, you still have the right to do that. Even if
Right.
they never answer you, at least you know you did talk to them about it. And my congressman right here, I have really, really burned his lines about things that's happening right now on the southern border. He continues not to even talk to me about it. And I've been friends with him for over 30 years. I don't agree with his politics, obviously, but um, at least when somebody brings their concerns and their petitions to you, listen to them and acknowledge them. But he comes around, and I can't wait for him to come around and ask me for my vote in the next election. And I'm going to say, who are you? You come around, you want my vote, but you don't talk to me when I'm
don't
talking to you about
don't know
things
who I am.
that I'm trying to regress
Well,
for
that's
you.
that's that's understandable. But you go on there and you tell them you want it on record. They have to record it.
Yep.
And
I
I
know.
don't know what their guidelines on what they do with it, but I've heard that they have to show it, to the representative, and the representative is supposed to go on what they've been told.
Yeah, and he doesn't
Whether they're
do that.
doing it or not, I don't know.
He's not doing
But
it.
we have to burn it up and make them, you know, the only way that they can ignore it is if we stop. If we stop, if we don't stop, they can't ignore it if we do it in the numbers that
I
we
know a lot of
have.
people, when this movie came out called Sound of Freedom. I said
Yep.
then, I knew what it was about before I even went there. And I told my
Right.
wife, I said, it's not just happening on the southern border of the United States, it's happening in the United States.
In the
There are
United
kids
States.
being snapped up on the streets to be put into this sex trafficking ring that is being controlled by the elite. And I keep telling her that, don't ever be alone in a parking lot.
Right.
They'll
Never.
never get hurt because she's an older woman.
I
And
don't know.
you
They don't care. They don't care.
there was two women. I think there was a mother and a daughter in Plymouth, Michigan, right not too far down the road from where I live. They were in the parking lot alone toward evening, and these two men came up and snatched them away. Now, to this day, they have not found them. So it's going on right now, folks. It's not just girls that go after, little girls that go after. They go after women.
They go after women. They go after men. They go after boys. They go after everybody.
Well, the little boys they like more.
Yeah. Yeah. It's everybody. And
That
the
movie really
worst
tore
the
my heart
worst
out.
the worst is the child protection agencies.
And I
And
recommend you go see it.
I haven't been able
You
to
don't
yet.
know what it's about. Go see it anyway because you're going to see what is going on and how it's happening.
How it's happening. Yeah. I I the way that they operate told me a long time ago that they never keep a social worker on in any longer than 3 months
Mm-hmm.
because they don't want you to know, they don't want them to know, and vice versa. What's going on with the case. And if anything happens, well, so and so's gone. Now, we don't know what they did, or this happened, or that happened. We don't know what they told you. We don't know what they discussed. Uh, they keep you off guard.
Well, look at Jeffrey Epstein, the prime example of what I'm talking about. He had
Mhm.
his own island. He got girls from across the country to go there and just spend the weekend with the sometimes people that were in government.
Yeah,
And I won't say who they are, but we pretty well know what
yeah,
happened on Epstein's Island. So this is just not happening on the southern border. These girls are being brought into this.
yeah. They're being snatched right out of our agencies. 80,000 of them lost or more in 1 year. Oh, come on. You know,
It's out of control, Kerry. It really is. It's out of control.
and I had a few things happen, and they come against me, and want to take my girls and put them in foster care, and uh, if I couldn't find a relative or somebody besides me because I was old, uh, and one other thing that I can't discuss, you know,
Yeah, I understand.
and they told me find a place for to go, and I talked to everybody, all the relatives, everybody. And everybody had their own kids, their own grandkids, great grandkids, all living with them. And finally, the older sister says, "Well, Papa, I'll do it." Thank goodness. But
You're going through that right now with one of my relatives, and the child involved right now. I don't know the specifics of what's going on, but I hear things, and you can't go on what you hear. You gotta see it. And I told my wife if I seen it, I'd be incumbent upon me to make doggone sure that this problem was eradicated. And even if the child's got to be taken away from their mother.
mhm.
Sorry. If
and
it's a relative that's doing it, I have no choice if I see it.
and if anybody else is in a situation like that, do not let them know your political standings.
Oh no, that doesn't
Period.
come into play.
Period. Don't even talk about it. If they ask you something, don't answer it.
I always ask
Don't
them, what's that
answer it.
got to do with anything? It's none of your
Yeah,
business what my political
that's
stance
what.
is.
1 week away from the adoption, I had one lady pull that against me. Your politics aren't right.
So, there's yours. That's what I'd be
Yeah,
asking her.
not their liberal thing. Something I can't remember what it was, but something happened, and I said something, and whoops, and it blew it. It blew it.
I
But
went to the election officials about 10 years ago, and they started doing this. You had to register as a Democrat, Republican. So I went up to the state license bureau and said, "Is there a place on there where I can call myself an independent?" And she said, "Yes, you can say other." That's what I marked, other.
uh,
So when I go to the polls when they have these primaries, are you Republican or Democrat? Are you registered that way? I said neither
no,
one. So
you
I can
can't vote.
vote in either election if I wanted to do it.
Okay, that's good.
Because
That's
they
good.
argue with me about that, especially on the Democratic side. They said, "Well, if you're a Republican, we can't have you vote here."
Good.
Taking away my right. You're taking away my right to vote.
hmm
If I want to vote for a Democrat, I'll vote for Democrat. But there's
Well,
other people on the ballot besides them.
yeah, a
I
lot of the
argue with them
states.
tooth and nail about that all the time.
I know here in Florida, you can't vote in the primary if you're not a Republican or Democrat.
So it's the way it is in Michigan too. And I just say, okay, fine. Well, I'll vote for the one that I favor more.
hmm You put that eye up there, and they don't let you vote in the primary.
No, I think that's
Not at
wrong.
all.
I've told my politicians that. That's wrong.
It's wrong. It's wrong. It's totally wrong. It's unconstitutional. Everything about it's wrong. And these are things These are things that we are supposed to be fighting for, not each other. All this stuff going
I
on,
agree, Kerry, 100%.
all this stuff going behind the scenes that we see and hear every day. We see and hear it, and we don't act to it. We don't speak out against it. It's just like me talking about DCF. They could hear this, and yeah, it
Well,
makes
when I
us
speak about things, I speak about things I know something about. And if I don't
right,
know it, I listen more to what's being said about things I don't have any knowledge on.
right.
I'll remain silent.
I'll listen and learn and research it.
That's the thing we all need to do. We need to research these people that are running for public office. We got to know where they stand on every important issue in our lives individually. Even if you're not going to church and you're not a Christian, at least find out where they stand morally speaking.
Morally,
Because
right.
if you don't do that, then you're actually voting for the person to do the wrong thing to you.
Because each individual has their own morality. They answer to themselves. Whether bad or good. It's all up to us as individuals, no matter what we believe. And that's what people don't understand. They think we're trying to push Christianity over whatever, but we're not.
I
We're
never have.
pushing for freedom for everything. Because even God gives us the ability to decide, whether we want right or whether we want wrong.
I'm going to be talking on Thursday. I'm going to give it away to all of you on here. On Thursday, I'm going to be talking about the prayer of salvation and the sinner's prayer. Is there any difference in the two? And I'll let you all determine that for yourselves, rather
Right.
than me telling you how I feel about it. I always leave it out there and say, okay, you got a decision to make here. Either you're going to follow God or you're not going to follow God. That's your choice. I'm not going to press you into it, but I'll tell you what will happen if you don't. And I do tell them, tell people that on my page to make sure they know that that's where I stand as far as what the Bible says, not what my personal beliefs are. Because I'll put it this way: biblical doctrine dictates how I run my life. Okay, what I do in life, I do my biblical principle all the way down the line, and it drives people crazy when I say that, especially my brother. He said, "How can you always be on God?" I said, "If I don't do that, I will make the mistake that God didn't intend for me to do."
Exactly. And you wonder, I ask everybody, why, when the name of Christ or God is mentioned, why do people run? Why do they run for the
Because
hills?
they don't want to be under conviction.
They don't want to be under conviction. They know deep
Okay, I'll get
inside,
to it in a minute.
that there's something wrong with what they're doing or how they're living, usually, and they hide from it naturally,
Sure.
and
Exactly, my friend.
they don't want to give into it. So that tells you right there is something to Christianity, because you know
They
uh,
care what people think of them because if they
oh
go to
yeah,
church, they're going to think, "Oh, gee, you used to do this with us." It's the fear factor.
you can say that about any other religion, Hindu, Buddha, Muslim, whatever, and they won't run as fast as they do from God.
And they're
They
afraid
won't
to
run as
change
fast.
what they are or what they're doing at that point in time. If they enjoy, well, I'll give you an example. They enjoy going out and drinking and going to the bar. They feel like they got to change all that. They're under conviction already because they're
Right.
thinking about it.
We have a lot of conviction. That's one thing I live by my convictions, and that's one of the things I was thinking about with my beard. My convictions. That that's why I asked. It kind of sticks there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm
Makes
wondering,
you who you are, man. I mean, I couldn't recognize you without that beard. I'd see you on the street like, who's that guy?
I know.
If I
I
see you
was
with the
just thinking
beard,
about
then I know who you are.
I was just thinking about that today. All the people in our family here online, if they walked up to me on the street, I wouldn't know none of them. You know,
Hmm.
there's a few. I know I know Aruba and I know Shirlene and Slim and Spider and DC Joe and and all. Quite a few, but
Yeah, I don't know if Shirlene's on here or not.
a lot of them. A lot of them. I'm sorry, I wouldn't know who they were or you
Hmm.
are. Speaking to everybody here, I wouldn't know who you were. You'd have to tell me. And it goes for everybody that's out there in the field, out there, our leaders going out here, there, and, doing their thing. They don't know anybody from Adam, really.
Hmm.
It's just,
Well,
and we need
someday
more.
we're gonna meet in real life, there, buddy. We
Yeah,
are.
we're going. Yeah, yeah. We need. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. We need to have more like district rally type things where people come, where they could, wouldn't have to drive a long way, but go and meet, greet, and talk about all this stuff, without having to do it online, without having to be afraid. Uh, it's like I said, people are welcome
We're
to
always
come
going
on
to have
here.
people disagree, no matter what we
Uh,
do. We're always going to have people disagree with us, no matter what we say or
yeah,
what we do.
well, there's a lot of people going to disagree. They use the same old line over and over and over, the same old line, thinking it hurts everybody. But it doesn't really because we know different. Most people know different. Uh, it's sad that, people have to turn to smut to deface everybody.
Or
And it's exactly what it is. They turn to smut because they have
push
nothing
this
else.
LGBTQ stuff on all of us. I don't like that.
Yeah.
They accuse us of doing that as Christians, forcing our beliefs on them. A real Christian doesn't force anything. They just tell it and let it hang out there. If they want it, they can grab onto it. If they don't, well, that's the choice they
It's your,
made.
it's your future. It's your future.
I don't like to have that stuff shoved in my face. What they do, and they accuse us of doing that. And I say, well, name a time I've ever come to you and said, if you don't follow Christ, you're going to burn in hell. Do I do that? No.
No, no, you don't.
Yeah, never one time in my program have I ever done that.
I don't believe in degrading somebody to, you know, I'm not the judge. I'm not the one, I'm not the one that's going to put them there.
We just
And
talked
I'm
about
not
that
going to tell,
yesterday too.
and I'm not going to tell them that's where they're going. That's not for me. That's not for me.
If you get a
I'm just
chance,
saying.
listen to that. I know it got. I don't know what happened to the broadcast. Somehow, my Wi-Fi was going crazy on that day, so I had to start over again in the middle of what I was talking about. But basically, what I was trying to talk about there was tolerance: the good, the bad, and the ugly. There's good tolerance. There really is good tolerance, but there's also bad tolerance and
Hmm.
ugly tolerance. It's all there. And that word has been really overused in different areas where it don't belong. You
Right.
know, so
There's a lot of words that are made up, pushed, and totally leading in the wrong direction to keep something going. Uh, you know, it's it's mind-boggling. How words change.
hmm the
And
discrimination,
means
I talked about that yesterday, where it used to be used to organize things. Now it's being used to describe race.
hmm yeah, and it has nothing to do with race.
Not really. If you look at the
There's only
true
one race, and that's the human race.
definition of that,
we got to get in our mind there's only one race, and that's the human race.
Amen to that.
Because there might be difference of types of blood, but there's not difference in the color of blood or anything in the blood structure, except for
I
the
have
type.
as many white friends as I do black friends, as Asian friends. They're all spread out. I don't
Yeah,
look at them at their race. I look at them. I look at the character of the person, and they display it very well. How they
right.
feel, what they are. And sometimes I disagree, but I don't sit there and try to browbeat them with what I believe is right.
But most
Just,
people try to use it as a crutch
yep.
to
Yep.
get what they want, what they desire, whatever.
Everybody
Uh,
should have an equal shot at everything, jobs, college, no matter what it is.
on your
Sports.
merit,
Yeah.
on your merit, what you do as a person, not as a society, a group of people. Uh,
And if you wanted to get into professional baseball, I said you're going to have to go through a lot to get there. And I'm going to tell you, there's one and maybe 1,000 that will make it in the major leagues.
it's
So
true.
you got to commit yourself to everything you got to do to get there. Your time, your energy, your exercise, everything. You got to be prepared
Hmm.
because what they want from you out there in the field is excellence, absolute, perfect excellence, as perfect as you can get it. If you're
You have to
exceptional,
sacrifice.
you'll make it in the major leagues. If not, well, you better find another profession.
That's true. You have to sacrifice yourself to what you're doing in everything, in everything, you know.
I've
And
coached kids in bowling and told them, I says, get the scholarship. Don't worry about whether you're going to make it on the professional bowlers league. Chances are you probably will not,
right,
unless you are absolutely exceptional. You got to bowl near perfect. You can't miss a spare. You got to get a lot of strikes. I mean,
yeah,
that takes concentration. If you ain't got it, you ain't going to get there. So the best
you
thing
have
you
to
can do
have
is get a bowling scholarship, go to college, get yourself into a degree, and get yourself a great job. Then, if you have time for professional bowling, then do it.
to
If you
do it
can,
right.
yeah.
And that takes a lot of knowledge because you have to know which ball, what the oil conditions are
Well,
on
that's
that particular day, and you have to know what it is when you're testing, when you're practicing. You have to know, whether the oil's long today or it's short today because
mm-hmm.
these lanes change it on you. We used to do it all the time. Well, we're going to use short today. Everybody get up there. You know what I'm talking about. But
Well, they never tell us what the pattern is. I have to sit there and
they'll never
discern what
tell.
that pattern is. Is it long or short? If it hooks too quickly, that means that's a short pattern. If it
Right,
hooks at the end, that's a long oil pattern because that
long
ball
oil, yeah.
skid, flips, and rolls to the pocket.
And these professionals, they have to have a ball for every instance. You have to know which ball to use for a 7-10 split. You name it. You have to know how
Darn
to
near
do it.
threw my seventh 300 yesterday.
All right.
If the ball hadn't been light in the 11th frame, or in the 10th frame, I should say, in the 10th frame, I threw my first ball, and that thing just went too light, and I left two pins standing, so I ended up at 278.
Oh no.
Just shook my head and said, here we go again.
Even though I was good, I never got a 300. I have never gotten a
A
300.
long time to get one.
Never have. And I was pretty good because I bowled with some of the best, even on the team with them. But yeah, there's a lot goes in any sport we do. Just like I was telling my granddaughters today, they need to pick out a hobby, and learn to do it well. Whatever they decide, whether it's gymnastics or one wants to do basketball, and the other one wants to do gymnastics, and totally opposite, but not opposite. We have to, find out what we want.
Bowling against a kid that ended up going pro
Yeah.
in our program. And he thought he could beat me, and I said, okay, well, let's just see if you can.
Yeah.
I rolled 9 in a row out of the box.
Mm.
I didn't miss the pocket at all until I got to the 10th frame again. And I threw the ball. I hit a solid 9. And the 10 pin was just wobbling.
Yeah.
It almost went down. It just refused to go down. If that had gone down, I would have rolled 300. Because the next ball I threw was a strike. And he says, I'll never challenge you again. I said, no, you got to get better. You're a good bowler. You got to get better.
Right.
And you will get better. If you can beat me, I'll bow my head to you and say, nice going. Great game. Way to go. Keep it up.
Mm-hmm.
He went into professional bowling. He's doing very well.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I've hosted quite a few pro tournaments, and yeah, you see it. You see it.
Oh, you see blue chippers all the time. I've seen this one from Holly. His name is Andrew Anderson. I said, that kid's going to go pro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on. You don't know that. I said, tell me. I'm telling you right now. He keeps bowling like he is. He's got a natural full hook, and he has great control with his arm swing.
Mm-hmm.
That kid's going to go places, and he made bowler of the year.
Yeah,
in
you
the
have
first
to
2
have.
years he was there.
You have to have almost a robotic hand swing, just
Repetition.
up across the face. Just yeah, like a robot every time.
Well, I have a certain routine I do. I usually pick up the ball and I wipe it in the direction I know the ball's going to roll. I wipe the ball
Right.
that way.
Yeah.
It's just crazy little stuff that I do. Then I blow in the thumb hole, and then I I take the ball in my left hand and don't put it into my right hand until I'm in my stance. So I want to know
Right.
right where I'm at. I go through this routine every time. Drives people crazy.
Well, I
But
always
look at
took
the
a
results. This routine helps me to, get focused.
I always took a handkerchief and put my fingers in the hole, first, and then
Oh
my
yeah,
thumb.
and if it
You know,
works, who's going
it
to
works.
question you?
It brings the swelling down or whatever in your fingers and thumb,
Yep.
and little tricks you learn here and there that yeah, they work.
And
They
in
work.
between frames, I'll take that little uh, puff ball and just keep working my fingers to relax them.
Uh-huh.
I'm also at the same time that drying age is getting on my hands, so my palm don't sweat. I don't. The ball never slips off my hand. I've never had that happen since I started doing that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think a lot of us do that. I did. I got to get back into it. Hopefully, I can heal enough where I can get her done.
Yeah. You got to take your time
Yep.
with what you went through. I understand. I had to do the same thing with my back surgery. I couldn't just get right out there and start bowling.
Yeah.
I asked the doctor, "Can I bowl? Please tell me yes or no, because if you tell me no, then I got to find another way to do it."
Yep.
She said,
Yeah. I
"No,
had to
as long
take
as you
one day.
do your PT and you feel strong enough, get out there and bowl." I did get out there a little too soon. I said, "Give me another month, people. I don't think I'm quite right yet." And once I felt better and stronger, I didn't start the season until December. I
Uh-huh.
started rolling that ball like crazy. I changed my delivery. Changed the way about from a 4 step to a 5 step. Changed everything I did. It made me better, really, because I was right around 170, 175. I went up to near 200 that year in the average.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Been there ever since.
I'd probably start back low. Uh, I haven't had any equipment in a few years. Had to get
It's
everything
good
new.
exercise and it's fun. The entire family can do it, either if they're good or bad. Doesn't really matter as long as you're exercising.
Yep. Yep. That's the way it is in everything, and it's people tend to forget it. They forget that we need to do things, keep
Yeah.
ourselves occupied, keep ourselves mentally stable, and they forget about having the fun and condemn us having fun, which I
You
heard the
take the
other
world
day.
too seriously, but bowling you can't take serious.
Yeah.
If you make a bad mistake, you laugh at it and say, "Why did you do that?" I've actually thrown a ball stuck on my thumb, and I threw the ball on the next lane over from me and struck.
No. Yeah.
And the guy was standing there. He said, "Thanks." I said, "Go ahead and take it. I won't do that again." So I knew what was wrong. The thumb needed to be worked on a little bit.
Yeah, I've seen that happen. Take out the lights above and everything else.
Oh yeah, ball
I
stuck in the
mean,
ceiling. I've seen that one.
yeah, all kinds of crazy
How are we
stuff.
going to get that one down, huh?
All kinds of crazy things like that. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. There's a lot goes on. A lot goes on.
Bounce off my ankle, bounce on my foot.
Yeah.
Ball slipped behind me, and
Drop,
everybody had to clear out of the way.
just drop it
Incoming.
down. Yep. Been there and done that.
If you don't make those mistakes, then you find out, if you make those mistakes, and you find out why you did it, then you don't do it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do a checklist. Is your hand dry? Is your thumb clear? Make sure right. Get that your fingers in
Can
the
you release?
ball.
Can you
Or if
release it
you're a
right?
two-hander, just make sure you got a good grip on the ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two-handers make me laugh too because this one kid uh, that was bowling for Davison, he was a two-hander and he fell. He threw the ball, but he fell down and never fouled. I've never seen
Uh,
anybody do that before. And I ran over, I'm clear over 2 lanes over. I see him doing it. I run
uh,
over and his coach, I got there before his coach did. I said, "You all right?" I'm just embarrassed. I said, "We got a strike." He said, "I did." He says, "I did." I wasn't even looking in that direction. I said, "I've fallen 5 times on and never fouled. Not doing what you just did, but I always got a strike."
mm-hmm.
I said, "I wouldn't want to do that 12 times in a row."
No.
And then coming
No.
home, getting in the hot tub,
Yeah. Odds are against that one.
very much. You won't make a living doing it that way if you are a professional bowler.
Anybody out there listening want to pitch in? Don't see anybody chatting. Let us know what you
Yeah, we
thinking.
kind of got off in a different direction. I
Yeah,
didn't
we got
intend
off.
for it to go, but
We got off into sports and stuff, but hey, that's all part of it. I mean, we've
nothing
got
wrong.
we've got a lot of people get stuck in YouTube Live. They're zero. They get the YouTube Live and they stay there, and they try to live like YouTube. Can't do that. We
Yeah,
got
I
to
know
live
on Thursday I'm going to do strictly Twitch. I'm going to get off YouTube and see how it goes. And YouTube is, I like them, but I don't like them.
Yeah, yeah. It's a love-hate relationship for sure. But a lot of people are stuck in that rut. They're in it. I mean, they are living the YouTube life. I mean,
Hmm.
which is sad. Uh, they try to get all the smut and all the good and all the smut and everything, and it messes with you. It messes with your psyche. It messes with how you think and how you formulate everything. Put it all together. It's just like concentrating on the bowling. If you do other things besides, you're gonna, you know,
Yeah,
neglect
bowling
your
isn't your
bowling.
entire life or should not be your entire life. But
Yeah, I mean, you have to give and take in everything, and you have to spread yourself out. Spread yourself out, and
yep.
think about think about what you're listening to and think about what you would do, how you would do it, and why would you do it? Would you be willing to give up this for that?
Yeah.
If you're in a sport, you got to be willing to give up everything else but that sport. It goes hand in hand. All of it goes hand in hand. It just life in general. It's just how we are, how we were made. We were made to get things done,
Right.
get things done.
Exactly.
We're caretakers of the world. We're God's caretakers.
More to life than just one thing. It includes politics and, you know, discussions, but life goes on. We got to do what we got to do to keep ourselves going. And what I don't like is when somebody tells me I got to do it their way or else. I
Right.
cannot deal with that one.
No. If you don't do it the way I want it, you're not with me. You're against me.
You're against me. Yep.
It's not.
If you,
That's not.
I've heard that said on social media so many times. If you
Oh,
go to this chat room, then don't bother coming to mine.
right.
And I say no problem. I'll
Yeah,
go
I
where I
won't
want to
come.
go.
Yeah, there's a couple that I've done that way. Just bye.
See ya. Hope you do well.
Nobody's gonna tell me what to do, and they shouldn't tell you what to do. Anybody.
Nope.
I'm not telling people what to do. I'm giving examples. If you don't want to do it the way I do it, that's fine. That's your prerogative. That is very much your prerogative, and I will never down somebody for doing their own thing. Never. Right, wrong, or indifferent. As long as it don't affect me if it's wrong.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way we all should be, my thinking. Love everybody.
Yep.
Everybody.
And that's what Christ taught us in His Word.
And pray every day for the haters.
Love
Pray
those
every
who
day.
despitefully use you and do and say bad things about you. Love them
Mhm.
anyway, in spite of themselves.
Exactly. It's just we have to get it right with ourselves personally. Each and every one of us. All of us.
Exactly.
And that goes for your faith as much as it does your country. Everything. Try to get it right. Try to make it right. And it always starts with you. Always.
Okay, I'm going to get
Okay.
off right now because I got some things I got to get to. Unfortunately,
Yeah, I
I'd
gotta
love
get
to
going. I'm starting
stay
I'm
on.
starting
You know,
to.
I would love to stay and talk to you longer, and I'd love to do it, but there's some
I
things over here I
can't
got
sit
to.
much more either. I'm starting to cramp up and everything.
Well, don't do
But
that.
I've enjoyed this. I enjoyed talking to Chaplain.
Okay, take care, buddy. We'll see you next time.
See you later this afternoon. No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow, 5
Yeah.
o'clock.
Yeah, tomorrow. I gotta keep remembering that. Oh, okay. Well, good talking with you and everybody else.
Yep.
Been a pleasure.
Take
I
care
love
of
each and
yourself.
every one of you. Yeah, you too.
All right. Talk to you later, buddy.
Till next time.
Bless.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. And I'm starting to tighten up and starting to get a little sore. So, all of you guys, I love you. Say a prayer for me. Say a prayer for yourself. Say a prayer for everything. And until Friday, unless something important comes up, I'll see you Friday, hopefully around noonish. Till then, y'all have a blessed day. See you later.